Moto has undoubtedly gone through a storm of changes since its acquisition by Lenovo, reflected mostly in the number of phones they've introduced of late. C, C+, M, G+, GS. Looks like they're trying their hand at ruling every price segment. With the G5 Plus doing really well in the 14 to 17,000 rupees bracket, Moto now wants to capture a territory that's largely owned by Xiaomi for years now. Have they done enough? Well, let's find out. Hey guys, my name's Sundar, you're watching C4 Tech, and this is our full review of the Moto E4 Plus. Let's get started. As always, let's begin with the build and design. Yes, at 9.4mm thickness and 198 grams, this phone isn't sleek by any means. The heft is definitely noticeable, but it didn't come as a surprise to me, given the massive 5000 mAh battery underneath. That said, the removable metal back, the curved sides and the rounded edges help with the grip and makes for a premium experience. To the front, we have a earpiece, sensors, a 5-megapixel selfie camera, a single LED flash, the Moto branding, a 5.5-inch display, and below that a home key that doubles as a fingerprint scanner. It scans fingerprints quite fast, but it takes a while to get to the home screen. At times though, it fails to recognize the prints. It seems like some sort of a glitch. A workaround would be to unlock using the alternate method and then try again. The display here is a 5.5-inch 720p IPS LCD panel, which amounts to 267 pixels per inch. The low pixel density might irk you more often than you'd think. It's also not the brightest display I've come across, but the color representation is good and the viewing angles are excellent. Note that we have an auto brightness sensor. The loudspeaker is placed on the bottom, and the performance is subpar at best. Doesn't get nearly as loud as one would expect. The output via the headphone jack is quite good. Note that there's Dolby certification here. The call quality too was fine. Had no issues with cellular reception. The phone comes with VoLTE support out of the box. Removing the back will reveal the two slots, one for SIM and the other for either a SIM or a microSD card. To the right we have the power button and the volume rockers. A secondary noise cancelling microphone, a 13-megapixel camera and the Moto logo can be found to the back. Moto for some reason punched the dimple on the camera instead of the logo. Yes, the camera module doesn't blend with the back surface and it tends to collect dust over a period of time. Just nitpicking. Let's move on to what's underneath the hood. The E4 Plus sold in India, unlike in other markets, sports a Mediatek MT6737 chip with 4 A53 cores clocked at 1.3 GHz each. Now the performance here was kind of a mixed bag. As long as you don't expect it to run Asphalt 8 or Modern Combat 5, you're gonna be satisfied with its performance. It's good enough for your daily social media dosage, phone calls, web browsing and other such tasks. But once you push it and the phone heats up, say by playing an intensive game, it's gonna take a while to get back to normal. And until then, the interface is gonna be very stuttery. Even carrying out moderately intensive tasks like using Messenger chat heads or playing a 720p video at 60 frames per second on YouTube feels tiresome for the chip inside. I wonder how different this performance would have been if India had got the Snapdragon variant instead of Mediatek. That said, I'm quite happy with the optimizations Moto's done here. Had very less issues with day-to-day usage. With gaming though, the experience isn't all that good. The Mali T720 GPU doesn't help much. Stutters and frame drops are a regular affair here. There's 3 gigs of RAM and 32 gigs of onboard storage. The RAM management is pretty good. With that, let's get to the cameras. Outdoors under bright light, the 13-megapixel rear camera performs reasonably well. Not the sharpest images I've seen, but the colors are fairly accurate. The dynamic range is average at best. While the HDR mode makes things better, it literally takes about 5 seconds to let you snap another picture. The f2.0 aperture makes for good bokeh, but that's only when you get to focus on the subject when you go up close, right? Unfortunately, that's a pain with this phone. It just doesn't focus where I tap. And the macro shots you're seeing now, that took sweat, determination and hard work. Indoors, the performance deteriorates to an extent. Quite a bit of noise in the images, leading to loss of detail. And it only gets worse in the images shot under low light. More noise, at times the images become unusable. The selfies look just about okay. Messed up colors, quite a bit of noise even in good lighting conditions. Not the ideal camera for selfie lovers. The Moto E4 Plus can shoot 720p videos at 30 frames per second, and the quality is acceptable at best. Poorly exposed, good colors, average dynamic range. But hey, it's a 10,000 rupee phone. We'll let this one pass, shall we? The E4 Plus runs on stock Android 7.1.1 Nougat, and there are only very few non-Google apps. And even those are apps you would actually end up using often, like the Dolby Sound Profiler and FM radio. Apart from the regular Nougat features like quick switch and split screen, we also do have the one-button navigation feature that can be enabled in the preloaded Moto Actions app. Swipe left for back, swipe right for the recents, tap and hold to lock. Cool, right? It doesn't even take a lot of time to get used to it. At least it didn't for me. The user experience was great, smooth for the most part. The occasional lag and stutters are things that I'd blame the chip for, rather than the interface itself. And thanks to that same chip, Moto actions like flip, shake and twist aren't available on the E4 Plus. It's high time we talk about the USP of the phone. Yep, that humongous 5000 mAh battery. The E4 Plus quite easily lasts 2 days on a single charge with light to moderate usage. And light to moderate usage is what this phone's meant for. Pushing it by playing games and watching a lot of high-resolution videos does take a hit on the battery life by a few hours. During my few weeks with the phone, I mostly ended up having to plug it back in after 2 days of usage. That includes an hour or two of phone calls, a regular loitering on Twitter, Facebook, etc. for a few hours, WhatsApp, Feedly, and even clicking a few pictures. The phone comes with a 10 watts rapid charger out of the box and takes about 3 hours to charge from 0 to 100. Not really rapid, is it? The E4 Plus is available exclusively on Flipkart.com for 9999 rupees, at which price we also do have the base variant of the Redmi Note 4. And while it's got a 4100 mAh battery, it still gets us through 1.5 to 2 days on a single charge, on moderate to heavy usage. Thanks to the Snapdragon 625 chip that's both power efficient and capable of handling intensive tasks to an extent that the MT6737 chip could only dream of. But if you're not a heavy user, and your budget is a strict 10,000 rupees, and don't want to get a Xiaomi phone, you can get this and you wouldn't be disappointed. Given that the Note 4 is mostly out of stock, the E4 Plus is probably the only decent phone you can purchase at this price. But if you're willing to go a little higher, by 2,000 to 5,000 rupees, here's the card to our top smartphone picks under 15,000 rupees. Check it out. So that's it for my take on the Moto E4 Plus. Do you agree with what I've had to say about it? Let me know by hitting that thumbs up button down below. And do share this video with people looking to purchase an E4 Plus. Let's all do our part in helping them make a decision, shall we? Anyway, for more videos like this, subscribe to C4E Tech. And do this to make sure you get notified each time a video goes live on the channel. Thanks a lot for watching. This is Sundar from C4E Tech, leaving for the moment. Have a great day.